Hi students, welcome to my channel Thoughts of Physics.
So in the video series of current electricity, in this class I am going to explain potentiometer and comparison of EMFs of two cells using potentiometer. First let us discuss what is potentiometer and what is the principle on which the potentiometer works. So potentiometer is an instrument which is used to compare the EMFs of the two cells or which is used to measure the internal resistance of a cell. So the use of the potentiometer is we can compare the EMFs of the cells and we can measure the internal resistance of a cell. Now the potentiometer, it consists of a long uniform wire of manganene and constant N. So then why that wire is made up of manganene or constant N? Because why we use manganene and constant N means the temperature dependence of resistance or resistivity is very less for this material. So we use manganene and constant N now. So it consists of long uniform wire. Generally, this long uniform wire is cut into pieces and the pieces arranged side by side like this. And the ends of the pieces are connected to the thick metal strips. These are the metal strips. These are the metal strips for the ends of these pieces connected to the metal strips. And a meter scale is fixed parallel to the length of that potentiometer wire to find the length. So a meter scale is fixed parallel to the length of the wire. And now, so A and C are the terminals. So terminals, so between the two terminals, this wire is stretched on the wooden board. Now, so now here, if you observe the principle of the potentiometer, the potential difference across any portion of the wire is directly proportional to the length of that portion of the wire. That means the potential difference is directly proportional to the length of that portion of the wire. As the length of the portion is more, the potential difference across that portion is more. So potential difference is directly proportional to the length of the portion of the wire. So now let us consider I is the current flowing through the wire and V is the potential difference across the length L. For a wire of length L, its potential difference is V, let us say. So as we know, Ohm's law, V is equal to IR. Now V is equal to I into R. Already we know that the resistance of a conductor is directly proportional to the length of that conductor and the resistance is inversely proportional to area of cross section. So now already we have discussed this formula. Rho is the resistivity, that is the proportionality constant. So capital R is equal to rho L by A. Now in place of this capital R we can write rho L by A. This is the expression for resistance. Now this V is equal to, it can be written as pi into L. So pi into L. Now this formula can be written as pi into L. So where pi is, in place of the pi in this formula we have I into rho by A. Pi is equal to I into rho by A. So this is constant. Constant current I. Resistivity of the material is constant. Area of cross section, that material is constant. So now, so this total I into rho by A, it can be taken as pi. So now it becomes V is equal to pi into L. Let it be equation number 1. From this, it's pi is constant. So now we can write this expression as a relation, that is V proportional to L. That is the potential difference across any portion of the wire is directly proportional to the length of the portion of the wire. This is the principle on which the potentiometer works. That is the potential difference across any portion of the wire is directly proportional to the length of that portion of the wire, that is V proportional to L. Here from this equation number 1, V is equal to pi into L. Now we can write pi is equal to V by L. This pi is called potential gradient. The pi is called potential gradient. Generally it is defined as the potential difference per unit length. V by L means V is the potential difference and L is the length. So V by L can be so defined as the potential difference per unit length or potential gradient or potential drop per unit length. Potential drop per unit length, that is pi. So this is the principle on which the potentiometer works. So next one is comparison of EMFs of two cells using potentiometer. So for that comparison of EMFs, now let us consider, this is the figure. Comparison of EMFs of two cells using potentiometer. Now this is the circuit diagram. So by using this we can compare the EMFs of the two cells. Now let us discuss the circuit diagram first. Now here this is the potentiometer wire. Potentiometer consists of a long uniform wire which is cut into pieces and they are arranged side by side, and the ends of the pieces are connected to the metal strips. These are the metal strips. This is metal strip and this one all are metal strips. Now so this wire is connected between the two terminals A and C. These are the terminals for the external connection. Now here a standard cell, a B is the standard cell. A standard cell is connected between the terminals A and C with a rheostat and a plug key in series with the cell. Here RH means rheostat. Rheostat means that is a variable resistance which can change, which changes the current in the circuit. Variable resistance, that is a rheostat. K means plug key. So if the K is closed, the circuit becomes closed circuit. If the K is open, circuit becomes open circuit. So that is, it's like a switch. So a battery, a rheostat, a plug key. So all are connected in series between the terminals A and C. Next, so we need to compare the EMFs of the two cells. Let us consider these are the two cells. So the EMFs of the two cells are E1 and E2. E1 and E2 are the EMFs of the two cells. Now, the positive terminals of the two cells are connected to the A terminal, where the positive terminal of the standard cell is connected. The positive terminal of the standard cell is connected to the A point, A terminal. So for that A point, A terminal only, the positive terminals of the two cells are connected. And the negative terminals of the two cells are connected to 1 and 2 terminals of the two-way key. So this is actually called two-way key. So two-way key have 3 terminals, 3 points, 3 connecting points. So for the negative terminals of the two cells are connected to 1 and 2 terminals. And the third terminal is connected to the galvanometer. G is the galvanometer. Third terminal is connected to one end of the galvanometer. The other end of the galvanometer is connected to jockey. So already we have discussed that the jockey is a metal rod which has knife edge which can be slided on the wire. So this is the circuit diagram we are using to compare the EMFs of the two cells. Now, so once here this is the circuit diagram. Now how to do the experiment to compare the EMFs of the two cells? That is, so once the K is closed, the circuit becomes closed circuit, and the position of the rheostat is adjusted such that a constant current flows in the potentiometer wire. If you close the key and the rheostat position is adjusted, then a constant, we have to adjust the rheostat position such that a constant current flows in the potentiometer wire. Then, so now the terminals 1 and 3 are connected. First, E1 is the EMF of the first cell. So that's why when the terminals 1 and 3 are connected, first cell is connected in the circuit. 1 and 3 terminals for the first cell, 2 and 3 are the terminals for the second cell. So when we connect 1 and 3 terminals, the first cell is connected in the circuit. Now when 1 and 3 are connected, and we have to move the jockey, okay, from A. We have to start from A. We have to move the jockey on the potentiometer wire from A until the galvanometer shows null deflection. Let us say at J1 point, the galvanometer shows null deflection. Now A J1, from we have started from A. That's why the total length becomes here A J1. So now let us consider A J1 is equal to L1. AJ1, the length is L1. So what is this AJ1 is equal to L1 means when the 1, 3 terminals are connected. 1, 3 terminals are connected means when the first cell is connected in the circuit. Now, the potential difference across the first cell is equal to the potential difference across the wire of length L1. Already we have discussed. The potential difference is directly proportional to the length, the portion of that, the length of that portion. The potential difference across any portion of the wire is directly proportional to the length of that portion of the wire. So similarly, the potential difference of the first cell is equal to the potential difference across the wire of length L1, because when we connect 1 and 3 points only, we got this length L1. So that's why potential difference E1, that is EMF of the cell. So EMF of the cell, that is equal to pi into L1. Already we have discussed the expression for potential difference. V is equal to pi into L. So according to that formula, here we have taken E1, EMF. We are comparing EMF of the cells. So that's why E1 is equal to pi into L1. L1 is the length, so balancing length. So when the first cell is connected, so the potential difference E1, the EMF E1 is equal to pi into L1, which is for the first cell. Next, where here already we have discussed pi is potential gradient. So next, after that, once 2, 3 terminals are connected, after this if we have to disconnect 1 and 3, and after that we have to connect 2 and 3 terminals. When 2 and 3 terminals are connected, the second cell will be connected in the circuit. When 2 and 3 terminals are connected, the second cell will be connected in the circuit. Now again we have to move the jockey from A to A on the wire until galvanometer shows null deflection. Until the galvanometer shows null deflection, we have to move the jockey on the potentiometer wire. Let us say at the point J2, J2 means jockey second position, like that. So at point J2, the galvanometer shows null deflection when the second cell is connected. Now AJ2, that is the length. Let us say AJ2 is equal to L2 when 2, 3 terminals are connected. 2, 3 terminals are connected means, so the second cell, okay, will be in the circuit. Now that AJ2 can be taken as L2. Now the potential difference across the second cell is equal to the potential difference across the wire of length L2. So the potential difference across any portion of the wire is directly proportional to the length of that wire. That means E2 proportional to L2. E2 proportional to L2. Now proportionality constant is pi. So E2 is equal to pi into L2. In this here E1 is the EMF of the first cell, E2 is the EMF of the second cell. So now we want to compare the EMF of the two cells. So E1 by E2 is equal to, E1 is pi into L1, E2 is equal to pi into L2. E1 is equal to pi into L1, E2 is equal to pi into L2. Now pi get cancelled, then we will get E1 by E2 is equal to L1 by L2. This is the expression, so for comparing the EMFs of the two cells. By using this expression, we can compare the EMFs of these two cells, or we can find EMF of one cell if you know the EMF of the another cell. If one cell EMF is known, then another cell EMF can be determined. So by finding the L1, L2 values. From the experiment we can find L1, L2 values, and by substituting these L1, L2 values we can find the EMF of unknown cell. So this is the comparison of EMFs of two cells by using potentiometer.